Oioi lads, Crypto here. Quick vibe check. Some of my favourite things to do are crack, hentai, sleep, eat, crack. Yeah, make sure to subscribe, this is what we do on the Crypto channel. Today we'll be going over my top 10 most wanted changes or additions to Borderlands 3. And obviously, most of this list is mainly endgame specific, so it's not like I'm just going to put endgame as one category in the number 1 spot. Who do they think I am, putting something I can milk out into one category? If I were to do that, then there would have only needed to be one Fast and Furious movie. Sorry about that, my cat ran over my voice changer. Mate! In all seriousness, this list is based on my opinion, however, if you also have any suggestions or ideas, then make sure to comment them down below. I also want to point out that this list is in no particular order, however the last 3 are what I, and we all, probably want the most. Coming in at number 10 we have more Atlas weapons. This might come as a shock to you, but more Atlas weapons does actually increase replayability. Think about this. You might want to do an allegiance run for every manufacturer in the game. However, when it comes to Atlas, you probably won't do it due to the lack of weapons. An example of this can be shown by K6 on his Twitter, when he was debating whether to do a COV Amara or Atlas Amara, and he said himself he's doing COV Amara since he has much more weapon options. Plus, what would you even do on an Atlas allegiance? The OPQ is gone, the carrier sucks, and your main option is the Q system and multi-tap. A use for True Vault Hunter mode takes the number 9 spot, and lads, am I wrong? You have implemented TVHM 3 times before Borderlands 3 came out. How do you screw up this bad? Currently, there is no difference between TVHM and normal mode except elements, which barely makes a difference. So a suggestion I would like to make is making it a much harder challenge than normal mode, and locking future new rarities and raid bosses, if they come into the game, behind it. Being able to farm much more efficiently with your buddies. Now what this means, and if you've played with a friend before, you probably know what I'm relating to here. Right now, if you save quit whilst playing with your friend, it kicks them out of your game, meaning that farming can be a big pain and sometimes you might try to avoid it. A way of fixing this is making an option where you can say you want to quit the game with your friends, and then they get taken to the menu with you. Now I know Gearbox have said that this probably won't happen since they would have to rework the whole system, but they did say never, and Gearbox, don't be lazy. Please do it. Taking the number 7 spot is this. Yeah, I agree. We really need more to do. Do I need to turn this into a 9-paragraph Reddit post? No? Okay, time for number 6. Bring back weekly hotfixes. Make the Guardian takedown worth it. It's a raid, it's meant to have some of the best items in the game, and no one does it. It's a waste of time. Like, why would you put a fucking gimmicky Spider-Man Easter egg weapon in the toughest activity in the game? Or a launcher that gets messed up by low gravity, meaning you can't even use it in the place you got it from. Good job, Gearbox. What I recommend is highly buffing every item in the takedown except the stinger, since that shield is actually really worth getting and deserves to come from a takedown. Another thing I recommend doing is bringing the plasma coil into the takedown and give something from Guardian, for example, the Globetrotter, into the arms race. So in short, swap the loot pools. The plasma coil can kill bosses in the push of a trigger. The smog? Yeah. Or at least bring the Guardian takedown weapons up to tier with the plasma coil, because it really shouldn't be like this. Coming in at number 4, we have a better use for Iridium. Now this has been a complaint ever since the game launched, and Gearbox have tried to improve on giving Iridium a use, but they're doing it wrong. For example, making the gun drop legendaries for the cost of your Iridium. Now this would have been a brilliant idea if world drops didn't rain from the sky and drop every 2 minutes. But something good they did do is make Earl's vendor sell mission rewards. This saves you from redoing the whole mission over and over again until you get the perfect variant of the gun you want. What I recommend doing to make my 21,000 Iridium disappear is allowing us to skip the mobbing parts of both takedowns and letting us skip straight to the raid boss for around 500 Iridium. Also, another use could be making Crazy Earl sell DLC weapons and even letting us take our action skill into arms race for the cost of our Iridium. A new rarity takes the number 3 spot. There is no way in hell Borderlands 3 will be the only Borderlands game without a bonus rarity. Remember when you got a pearl in BL1 and you started screaming? Yeah, that feeling should be back in BL3, and there's no excuse for it not to be. Also, it's a way to make something rare again since legendaries drop way too often. At the number 2 spot, we have a rework to the anointment system. Now by this, I don't mean remove the anointments because they add a ton of build diversity, but the fact that instead of farming for weapons, we farm for anointments is just Cringe. Especially in a game where the main selling point is having over 1 billion guns. What I recommend doing is, and get ready, because there's a lot of things they can do. Make Vault Hunter specific anointments only drop on those Vault Hunters. Why can I get Sentinel Cryo on Flak? Cut down the pool. Why is there an anointment for more damage when in fadeaway when there's also an anointment for more Iron Bear minigun damage? Just combine them into one action skill damage anointment. Lower their bonuses. I would much rather farm for guns than anointments. And finally, don't make anointments wall drop on guns. Instead, make non-anointed guns viable but weak. And let us get anointed weapon mods from the chest at the end of the proving grounds. Once you've equipped the anointment mod onto your weapon, it cannot be taken off, and boom, you fixed the farming situation. Shout out to Epic NNG for the proving grounds idea, as it really does sound great. And in the number 1 spot, classic raid bosses. In the Borderlands universe, what makes you the badass Vault Hunter you are? Getting caught. Killing big, giant, tough bosses. Why? Have we only had 2 raid bosses in 1 year? There is no excuse for this game to have less endgame than in past installment, and Gearbox, open that door. Which also, by the way, looks like they're actually doing. I'm not confirming anything here, but Randy kind of hinted at us getting a raid boss in DLC 6. Like, take a look at these tweets. Quick little note, this video wasn't meant to send hate to the cuties over at the Gearbox headquarters. Instead, it was made to give them better ideas to make their game even better. With all that aside, we have reached the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe as it helps me out a lot. And yeah, stay classy. Peace.
Maybe you got rid of that old yee ass haircut you got, you get some bitches on your dick. Oh, better yet, maybe Tanisha will call your dog ass if she ever stop fucking with that brain surgeon, the lawyer she fucking with.
Seemingly butthurt little kid